Okay, some very sad breaking news has come about. Ricky Hatton, the former boxing champion, has passed away very suddenly at age just 46. And there's a lot of speculation online. From what the police are releasing in a statement, they're not treating his passing as suspicious. Now, you can read into that what you will, but there's a lot of speculation online that's been swirling around for a couple of hours now. Um, I There's two ways to remember Ricky Hatton: the great fighter, the great underdog fighter at times as well, considering some of his opponents, and also a great mental health and community advocate who was very open about his mental health and addiction struggles post retirement in the early days, and was also very, very supportive of youth programs and sport and community programs, and getting people, predominantly young men, but getting people involved in sports programs and community programs post retirement as well, including through the gym where he trained. He was very, very keen to get youth away from crime and involved in positive programs such as boxing, and community projects. And he was also very open and candid about his mental health struggles he had post retirement, and also through his career, but also post retirement mainly. Now, in more recent months, he announced he was coming out of retirement. He had a fight planned at the end of the year. He was in training, and this is where his sudden passing is quite shocking. Is he was constantly on social media, if you are a follower of Ricky Hatton, updating his fans with his training progress and how he was feeling, his fitness, making sure he was match fit, going through the training regime, and also being exceptionally positive about how it was also making him feel positive on a mental health side of things. And this is where I think his passing at such a young age so suddenly is stunned people. But I also liken it to what happened to Shane Warne, the cricketer, who also died again suddenly and young when looking and feeling fit. And Shane Warne had been on a fitness regime to improve his fitness and keep active in his retirement days from cricket. Now, different sport, different stresses on the body, but these are two greats in their respective fields who have passed far too soon and far too young. And questions do need to be asked about post-retirement welfare of athletes. And especially in the case of boxing, where it's a very individualistic but also particularly brutal sport, Ricky Hatton is not the first ex-boxer to die young. Ricky Hatton was only 11 years older than me. I'm 35. And that, for me, is quite scary. And I'm hoping, because of all the speculation, that this isn't what I think it is in regards to mental health related, because that would be a very very tough pill to take for I think a lot of people. And he was so big on the mental health advocacy since his retirement in 2012. He made a very big thing about discussing mental health. And when you've got a tough guy like that, who's fought in the ring, when you've got someone of that standing in his sport of boxing coming out and being pro mental health advocacy and saying, hey, it's okay to talk about it. Same with Tyson Fury. I think that changes the dynamic, and we're not good enough about discussing mental health, especially with men and young men. It's the biggest killer of people under the age of 40, 45. It's the biggest single killer of young people, especially men. And when you've got advocates for positive mental health or discussing it like Ricky Hatton, that changes the dynamic of very tough conversation. So, and that's where I think I respected him more as a post-fighter than in his fighting career. Even though a great champion, he wasn't my favourite boxer, but he was a proper underdog and I think a decent role model. Even with his flaws, I think, he did a lot for his community in Greater Manchester. He did a lot for the wider community with a lot of his advocacy. And I think this is a very sad day when we've lost a good advocate for men's mental health, youth sport, and community. I think this is a very sad moment where we've lost a great advocate for a lot of good causes. So there's that. I will do a Ricky Hatton career video at some point, I think, but yeah, Ricky Hatton's passed away at the age of 46, which is quite shocking, really, that he's that young. It is. Another great sportsman who's passed away too young. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and place your thoughts on Ricky Hatton in the comment section below, and I'll have some more, hopefully happier content for you all very, very soon.